The torch has been passed.
I'm gonna be honest, I feel really different after I said the N-word. Like, I feel really good right now, bro. Like, really, really good.
To a new generation of Americans.
I'm a clout fiend. I love the numbers.
Those who foolishly sought power.
Man, I faked my death, bro.
By riding the back of the tiger.
Good times.
Ended up inside.
I actually did it twice. No one knows about this because I deleted it.
Before the dark powers of destruction.
I am a disgrace to my community. I'm a disgrace to my race. I'm a disgrace to my religion. I'm a disgrace.
Unleashed by science.
YouTubers, we have everything every day.
Engulf all humanity.
Chat runs his life too, but he likes, but they're their best friends.
I love chat.
In planned or accidental self-destruction.
I genuinely believe the world is ending soon.
We dare not tempt them with weakness.
How many bodies do you have?
How many bodies you got?
How many bodies do you have?
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
I should start with an apology for exposing you, the viewer, to clips of N3on. Watching N3on is the content equivalent of drinking paint thinner. I have a pretty high tolerance for garbage influencer nonsense. It's not uncommon for me to get comments pointing that out on this channel. Though if I had to choose, I'd rather watch an hour of Pokimane than 10 straight minutes of N3on. The neurotoxicity is off the charts, and I've probably gotten at least 5 different forms of cancer while watching him. Seriously, I have never been this mentally exhausted this quickly from merely watching videos. Alright, I had to get that rant out of the way. On with the video. I'll be focusing a bit less on his overall career and more on what his popularity means to the modern media landscape. If you want to watch something more focused on N3on himself, I recommend Internet Anarchist's video on him. I'll leave that link in the description. So who is N3on? He started streaming video games at the age of 11 according to the YouTube wiki. He's now 19. He first faked his death at the age of 14, which he has done at least twice in his career.
Man, I faked my death, bro.
Yeah.
Good times. Really, really good
Was that
times.
the first thing you did that took you, that kind of took
I actually
it up?
did it twice. No one knows about this because I deleted it. I said I got in a car crash and died.
He's lied about dying to try to avoid getting kicked out of Disneyland.
I just had a few more days to live, but I get how it is.
He faked having a cousin, faked having a brother who both helped him fake his death.
But who said you died? Because if you were dead,
Me. I said I died.
You can't say you died.
And then I had a fake cousin on the internet during Fortnite. So I had a fake cousin, I had a fake brother, and then I told him to tell everyone that I died.
Got it.
It was so good, dude.
Lied about some guy who goes by Ronnie2K being his father.
You know who Ronnie2K is from 2K?
Yeah.
I told everyone he was my dad.
Is inspired by FouseyTube.
What made you start doing the IRL walking, the stuff we're doing now?
The IRL
Yep.
Fousey.
Bro, shout out to a fucking legend, man.
G7, bro.
The list goes on. Admittedly, it is kind of funny to just list off some of the stupid things he's done, but it turns from funny to sad when you take into account his disconnect from reality and the fact that he's a kid with an audience of kids. I'll get into that more later. He understandably has a reputation for being a toxic, spastic menace, which is unfortunately a big part of his draw as an entertainer. I'm using the term entertainer loosely because watching his content feels more like having an aneurysm than being entertained. Since N3on is such a compulsive liar, it's hard to know when he's being sincere.
Yeah, that was the dumbest lie I've ever made in my life. That didn't make sense.
That's...
Okay, sorry.
This interview with Bradley Martin is probably the closest to honesty we can expect to find, although everything N3on says needs to be taken with a grain of salt.
I wonder at what point do you start to like slow down?
Never.
Never.
Never. I could see myself acting the same way when I'm 30. I swear to God, I'm never changing, bro. I've been like this since I was a little kid. I am never changing, ever. I swear. No money, no sponsors, nothing. I will never change. I'm not gonna mature, dude. This is me.
I'm not sure if he's trying to make it sound like a good thing that money wouldn't change this, but it's not. I really hope he does manage to mature by the time he turns 30, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. He already claims that in the several years he has been streaming, his perspective hasn't changed at all.
Because wouldn't you say that your perspective has changed from when you started doing social media to where you are now?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
So no maturing, no discipline, no development. This isn't staying true to yourself, especially at this age. It's not developing a sense of self. He's nowhere close to being connected with reality, and he admits it.
I've been losing my mind because you live behind a camera so long and you amplify everything to where it doesn't even feel real. I didn't feel like alive in Vegas. Like I didn't feel like a real person.
Do you ever feel disconnected from yourself while you're making content?
Yeah. I don't remember all these crazy streams I've had recently. I don't remember shit. I don't remember anything even happening. The only way I can remember it is if I watch it back.
I feel like a simpleton explaining this, but this isn't good. This isn't healthy. How can I entertain my 12-year-old audience today? Well, let's turn off my brain, disconnect from any semblance of reality, and operate off of pure impulse.
We got swatted, and I was telling the girl, I was like, to make up for the swatting, maybe you shake some ass, and there was like ARs over there, like
As
sitting in
if
the back.
as if like they would leave because she was shaking ass.
Yeah, I was.
No, yeah, that's like completely disconnected.
At one point, he wanted to be a doctor because he wanted to help other people with Crohn's disease, but it seems like anything that resembles a productive life is out of reach for him, at least for now. I would imagine it's hard to make any realistic long-term goals when you're in this position, when being as short-sighted as possible is the most rewarding, when sabotaging yourself becomes a career.
Not that you don't need it. Obviously, you want to be a doctor, you have to go to college because like they
Yeah.
force you to have certain requirements to be able to
I can
pursue
never
that.
work a 9-to-5 job, especially with my attention span. I can't do it.
It looks like this attitude comes from a somewhat nihilistic perspective. N3on says the day of judgment is coming and that the world is going to end soon. He also says since life is short, we should enjoy it while we can.
I could literally get shot or get a heart attack and die right now, bro. You gotta just stop taking life so serious, bro. It's life. You gotta enjoy it.
That on its own isn't too unreasonable, but his interpretation of enjoying life while you can is to waste it on hedonistic pursuits. Realizing that life is short shouldn't be used as an excuse to throw it away. The little time we have should be used making the absolute most of our lives, to do as much as we can to better ourselves, to provide for the world. N3on thinks the world is going to end soon.
This is my theory, bro.
Go ahead.
I genuinely think the day of judgment's coming soon. Like, I'm a good Muslim. Like, I genuinely believe the world is ending soon.
But when Bradley tries to engage in this conversation, N3on's attention span is so fried that he's not even able to participate in the conversation about the world ending, the conversation that he started.
You're yapping. What are you saying, bro? Can we talk about something else? That's boring, bro.
That's fine, okay.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
How many bodies you got?
So if there's a reason why the world's going to end, it's because people like N3on are the ones influencing the youth. When older media used kids in children's programming, it's not like the kids were running the show. Now the most obnoxious, toxic behavior of children is part of the draw of some children's content. N3on is the epitome of that. This is why I'm being harsh. Kids don't belong on the internet. It's bad for the kids and it's bad for the internet. A part of the reason why censorship keeps getting worse online is because of children. But no amount of safeguarding, no amount of censorship, no amount of policing is ever going to make social media a healthy place for kids. It will always encourage the worst of compulsive attention-seeking behavior. Kids will already engage in bad behavior for popularity and attention at times. It's a pretty normal part of growing up and there are usually consequences. On the internet, however, the amount of potential attention is far higher, so toxicity is more rewarded, often with little to no direct consequence. Navigating the social hierarchy at school is a difficult task. Giving a child's popularity and status numeric values through social media transforms this already complicated situation. It paradoxically makes status both more tangible and disconnected. In my previous video, Why Everyone Hates Streamers, I touched on a research report regarding streaming and children. While it's important to look at how watching streams can impact the youth, the part I left out is how common it is for kids to create vlogs and live streams. Quote, parents admit feeling a sense of guilt and not being fully aware of what their children are doing online. Parents who are less familiar with vlogs and live streams are especially nervous about this, as it is relatively new territory for them, and not one they want their children to engage in. A vast majority of parents don't want their children vlogging or live streaming, but nearly a quarter of children create vlogs, and that number rises to 35% in the 11 to 13 age range. Not to mention, this report was from 2018, before the pandemic, so the amount of kids creating content has probably only gotten higher. The amount of kids who live stream opposed to making vlogs is a bit less, but still at 30% for the 11 to 13 age range. There's still a lot that we don't know about the impacts of social media, but the more information we get, the worse it looks. N3on is an extreme example, but I don't think there are any parents out there who want their kids to wind up like this. A popular quote from Ben Shapiro is, "Facts don't care about your feelings." What is overlooked, however, is that the opposite is true. Feelings don't care about facts, and without self-control, feelings govern our actions and behavior more than facts do. In the working world, logic and productivity often take priority. We are capable of reasoning and problem solving, but it doesn't come as easily as leisure and impulsivity. It requires discipline and practice to become more productive. What feels good in the moment is sacrificed for what is is right. With influencers like N3on, we see children getting rewarded for avoiding discipline, for stagnating and short-circuiting their own development for the sake of immediate attention. You're never going to be able to sit someone like N3on down and explain to them how and why what they're doing is wrong and have it be a productive conversation. When it comes to direct and logical communication, they're basically as useful as an offline computer. You'll never get through to them. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Sentiments like these are getting harder and harder to come by, and it's a kind of message we need to hear now more than ever. Happiness and fulfillment come from being able to provide through skill, discipline, and effort. Social media offers a vapid and artificial replacement for self-esteem and communication. It will never be a proper answer to the human condition. Alright, that's gonna have to do it for this one. Shout out to the best subscriber squad in all of YouTube. I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
I can't believe this story you're telling me. It's macabre.